Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Ujjwala from the Department of English. Today, my topic of delivery is on how to speak English naturally, from speech sounds to connected speech and accent flow. As we all know, language is needed for talk. It is also needed for passing our thoughts to others in speech and writing. A good language expresses our ideas better. Speaking English naturally is not just about knowing grammar and vocabulary, it involves communication and pronunciation. Communication is about what to say, and pronunciation is about how to say or how to express. A great majority of native speakers use received pronunciation, and received pronunciation often relies on intonational phonetic alphabet. Then, what is phonetics? Let us come to the phonetics. Phonetics is a branch of linguistics that deals with the production, transmission, and reception of human speech sounds. Human speech sounds are produced with the help of organs of speech and airstream mechanism. Organs of speech are in turn divided into three types: the respiratory system, the phonatory system, and the articulatory system. The respiratory system comprises lungs, muscles of the chest, windpipe, and bronchioles. Lungs are the spongy bodies which are made up of small sac-like structures called alveoli. It is in these sacs that the blood is cleansed of its carbon dioxide and provided with fresh oxygen. And the respiratory system undergoes two processes: inspiration and expiration. Inspiration refers to the process of breathing in the air from the outer atmosphere into the lungs. Expiration refers to pushing out the air from the lungs into the outer atmosphere. It is through expiration that we produce the speech sounds. The phonatory system comprises larynx. Within this larynx, we find two lip-like structures called vocal cords. These vocal cords produce two types of sounds: voiced and voiceless sounds. Voiced sounds are produced when the two vocal cords come closer, vibrate, and immediately keep wide apart. For example, in the words like buzz, bee, bizarre, the words sound to be quite voiced. Voiceless sounds are produced when the two vocal cords neither come closer nor vibrate. For example, in the words like feet, sit, fit, so we hear the sounds refer to the voiceless sounds. The articulatory system comprises nose, mouth, tongue, teeth, and the palates like teeth-rich, hard palate, and soft palate. According to IPA, there are 44 sounds in English. These 44 sounds are divided into two types: vowels and consonants. There are 20 vowel sounds in English, and these vowel sounds are further divided into two types: monophthongs and diphthongs. A vowel sound is described based on its position and direction, whether it is a long or a short vowel, or whether it is a rounded or an unrounded vowel. When we take the monophthongs are the single vowel sounds which do not change their position and direction. These are 12 in number. These are further divided into three categories: the front vowels, the back vowels, and the central vowels. The front vowel sounds are the sounds which are produced with the activation of the front of the tongue, which raises towards the direction of hard palate. There are four front vowel sounds. They are E, A, and A. The back vowel sounds are the sounds which are produced with the articulation of back of the tongue that is raised towards the direction of the soft palate. There are five back vowel sounds. They are A, O, O, U, and O. The central vowel sounds. These are the sounds during the articulation of which the center of the tongue is raised towards the roof of the mouth in between hard palate and soft palate. There are three central vowel sounds. They are and a. Let us come to the diphthongs. Diphthongs are the combination of two single vowel sounds which are pronounced as one syllable. There are 8 diphthongs. These diphthongs do not change they change their position and direction when they are lengthened. For example, a, I, oi, ow, oi, ear, ow, and ear are the 8 diphthongs we have in English. Let us come to the consonant sounds. A consonant sound is usually described taking into account whether it is voiceless or voiced, its manner of articulation, and place of articulation. There are 24 distinctive consonant sounds in RP. Based on manner of articulation, we divide the consonant sounds into 6 categories. The first type of sounds are plosives, and these sounds are produced with a stricture of complete closure and sudden release of air. There are 6 plosives: per, ter, g, and b, d, g. Per, ter, g are voiceless sounds, and b, d, g are voiced sounds. For examples like peel, bean, and geese. The second type of consonants are affricates. Affricates are such kind of sounds which are produced with a stricture of complete closure and slow release of the air. There are 2 affricates, ch and j. Examples: chin and jam. Ch is a voiceless consonant and j is a voiced consonant. The third type of consonants are nasals. Nasals are such kind of sounds that are articulated with a stricture of complete closure and slow release of air. And there are three nasal consonants. They are ma, na, nya. These 3 are voiced consonants: mean, neat, and rink. The fourth type of consonants are fricatives. Fricatives are such kind of sounds that are articulated with a stricture of close approximation. That is, they are pronounced with only a small gap between the tongue and the top of the mouth. There are 9 fricatives. They are f, v, th, d, s, z, sh, zh, h. F is voiceless, v is voiced, th is voiceless, d is voiced, s is voiceless, z is voiced, sh is voiceless, zh is voiced, and h is voiceless. Examples like feel, thin, wheel, measure, zip, this, and bush. Fifth type of consonants are lateral consonant. Lateral consonant is produced with a stricture of complete closure in the center of the vocal tract, by the air escaping along the sides of the tongue without any friction. There is only one lateral consonant, that is l. The sixth type of consonants are approximants or semivowels. Sounds that are articulated with a stricture of open approximation are called approximants. They are also called frictionless continuants as the air escapes without any friction. They are called semivowels because they take the positions normally associated with consonants. There are 3 approximant: y, w, and r. Now we move on to the stress patterns. Stress patterns also play a very vital role in developing our fluency. Stress patterns show which part of a word should be emphasized when uttering or pronouncing a word. Stress marks are shown in front of a word that should be emphasized. In all the pronunciations, there are marks to show how many syllables the word has. The syllable mark is indicated by a full stop or a hyphen which comes before every new syllable. When we take the syllable, a syllable can be defined as the smallest sound unit into which we divide a particular word. Each syllable consists of an uninterrupted sound called vowel sound surrounded by any number of consonants. The stress mark and syllable mark shows how many syllables a word contains. There are two stress symbols, namely primary stress. This symbol shows a part of a word that should be emphasized more. It is always marked above a word. It is indicated by the symbol, so which is always placed above a syllable. For example, picture. Pick is one syllable, cho is the second syllable. It has two syllables in it, right? And the first part of the syllable is stressed here. Let us take the second word, the verb called deny. In the verb deny, the second syllable called nai takes its own stress mark. The secondary stress. The symbol shows a part of a word that has the second most important emphasis. The stress symbol is important when you're pronouncing a long word with 3 or more syllables. It is always marked below a word. It is indicated by the symbol that is placed always below a syllable. For example, in the word submarine, the main emphasis is on the part of the last part of the word, but we should also put slight emphasis on the first part of the syllable. And so, the secondary stress takes its own position, so mainly in the first part of the syllable. There are certain rules that are applicable when we want to learn individual stress patterns. All the disyllabic nouns and adjectives receive their stress patterns on the first syllable. The disyllabic words receive their stress marks mainly on the second syllable. Most of the compound words, compound nouns, take the accent mainly on the first part of the word or the first syllable. When the compound words or a combination of verb and adjective or else a noun and adjective, so the second part takes the accent and the first part takes the secondary accent. So there are also some more rules that are associated with the stress sounds, which are very important to learn to develop our fluency. Now, from the individual stress patterns, we'll move on to the connected speech of English. Connected speech in English has its own patterns of accent. Words are important for meaning. Content words like nouns, adjective, principal verbs, demonstrative pronouns, and interrogative pronouns and adverbs are accented. Less content words are the grammatical words like articles, personal pronouns, relative pronouns, and conjunctival pronouns which join the two parts of a sentence, auxiliary verbs or modal verbs, prepositions, conjunctions are not generally accented. Intonation is a voice modulation, that is a rising and falling pitch of voice that changes and conveys different range of meanings, emotions, and situations. For example, in the sentence, he lashed his pen, the words last and pen are accented because they are the most content words in a sentence. He has and his are not accented because they are less contented words. Whenever we are pronouncing a sentence pattern, so we have to be careful about the content words which have more than one syllable, which have to be emphasized a lot, and the less contented words have to be pronounced very quickly. In above sentence, like no, they are coming about 9. Coming and 9 are accented. The word about is acting as a preposition and so it is not accented. Example, like she doesn't know what she's about. Here in the above sentence, the important words like doesn't, know, and about, because about is used as an adverb here which receives the accent. So we have to be careful about to which word class a word belongs to in a sentence. Depending on the word class, so we have to emphasize that particular word. Intonation can be studied under 3 headings like tonic groups, so choice of the pitch and the nucleus. So here, when I take up the intonation, a sentence has 2 types of tones like falling tone and rising tone. A rising tone is often associated with questions and a falling tone is often associated with the statements. When we come to the falling rising tone and rising falling tone, mainly they are used in sarcastic statements or else when a particular sentence when a particular sentence is associated with certain emotions which convey certain indirect kind of message or information. When we take up the rhythm, even rhythmic patterns play a very vital role. Rhythm refers to the repeating pattern of the sound movements. Here, every sentence consists of accented and unaccented syllables. Accented syllables always are pronounced with greater emphasis, whereas unaccented syllables are used with less emphasis and they are pronounced quickly. Always we have to keep in mind when we come to the sentence pattern, so sentence stress, so the final sound of a particular word has to blend with the first sound of the next word. So that's where exactly the blending of the two sounds just make a particular sentence sound natural. So to conclude, I would say that mastering pronunciation skills, that is, speech sounds, stress patterns, and sentence patterns in connected English sounds a language more confident, more clear, and more fluent and understandable. Thank you.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe VNR Digital Learning Resource YouTube channel.